We are back with more Paladins Console League. You thought we wouldn't be back.
But here we are.
But here we are. I mean, that's...
We just keep on trucking.
Just still here. And that's the magic of Nick's birthday, because when he shows up, unexpected things happen. You got the lunch combo when it was past lunch.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, that's huge.
I'll tell you what.
That's a big play.
We out here making plays.
We out here making huge plays. And Elevate and WarmUP is going to be the next matchup. We see, obviously, Elevate have been to LAN, have been representatives for quite a while. And I think they feel, at least I have some conversations I was having with them, that it's kind of their turn next.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, with the debut for Tay not going quite as planned there.
Onslaught feeling a little, yeah.
There might be room for a new king up top. I don't know. Elevate. Now might be the time to strike if you're feeling so inclined. Maps up on your screen now. Elevate will ban away Frog Isle. WarmUP will get rid of Jaguar Falls, and we'll head to Bright Marsh.
You know, I never really looked at
have all the damage
logo, but it's just a mountain.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. I wonder if it's more of like they're trying to elevate themselves, elevate competition, or they're really just talking about like a high level of elevation. You know,
a good logo gets the conversation started.
That's right, it is. This is the type of logo you could wear out to a club.
Yeah.
Be the cool guy. You know, order a drink and say nothing, because everyone would be talking to you about your own logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Little edgy knife guy, not necessarily the case.
No.
You know, might be a little bit too aggressive.
Might be a little, yeah, might say a few things. You know, you're into the dark arts, like, you're going to stab me if we hang out too long. You're going to double stab me. You know, kind of a lot of things there. What do you look like underneath your clothes? Because, like, that's a skeleton going on, and that doesn't look like you work out often.
Stabbed 1 and/or 2 times. Either way, I'm unsatisfied.
Yeah, I think Elevate's giving you a much better conversation here, much more uplifting. And Koga, Fernando, and Vivian, already a start. Seems like this could be a dangerous one to let go, though, for a team like Elevate.
A lot of bullets, a lot of burst damage on this squad. Andro for the first time that I've seen today, and Genos to boot. Elevate fully invested in this combination. It's really beautiful, honestly, with the one very aggressive frontliner as well that's going to just be able to move away from and around Torvald and Nara.
And you know what? This is really one of the only times. I almost can't think of a time where I have seen Genos, Luminary, and Koga. I always am like, man, this is the thing I would think of with Trigger Happy. I almost never actually see it, because this is guaranteed whenever you're firing your bullets for, like, basically all the time, as long as you have a mark, you're getting more healing.
Right. I mean, that's plenty of uptime on not only the bonus damage, but the bonus healing as well, guys. Based on the comps, though, go ahead and cast your vote. Let us know who you think you're going to take it. On paper, you know, it's hard once you've seen that it's Elevate attached to this composition, right?
Yeah.
To remove yourself from it. It is a risky comp that requires a lot of execution, and only until you reattach Elevate's name to it do you feel so good about it.
I agree. I think high execution drafts have been Achilles' heel for a lot of these teams who have been, like, really performing well. And you just say, if you had an easier role to do, you know, we had a Vivian have to be the one to flank on Frog Isle, to rotate the entire map to just try to get a Kinessa. And it's like, man, you played so well. You actually did it. Your team didn't win the game, but if you just had an easier character to perform that on, you know, you might have been more successful.
So with these comps, especially with, you know, a Nara and a Grover nearby and a Torvald making everything very difficult to kill, there's always the I think I see what you're looking at. There's always a conversation of how quick can you get it done. Despite how good these Elevate players are, they have to win this fight quickly, because Anara is going to be on the objective the entire time.
Well, let's look at Sir James Parker's talent, Nick, because this is the first time we've seen this in competitive. Defiant Fist. So this basically means every shot that he hits with that revolver is going to increase the damage up to double of his next punch. And that's a lot. Unfortunately, I think it was his next punch, and he missed that first one.
Like Pluck.
Yeah. And so he did not get the bonus damage, but it will be up to 1,400 damage off of that. A pretty ridiculous amount when you're not expecting it.
Definitely. I mean, that is one of the higher instances of damage basically in the game. Getting buffed as well in the next patch to 15% per shot that you land.
Wow.
This puppy needs a UI indicator, though, just like Soul Collector. Just give me that thing that Soul Collector Saris has right by her portrait. That's all I really want with this legendary. And then I think it's a lot easier to operate around. A lot of burst damage coming through, and SJP throwing hands early on in game 1.
And I mean, no bonus damage. Gets 800 there, so that's nice. But jeez, Come on, man. It's a little much, isn't it? But I like it.
What's the loadout? What's he taking with this one? Okay.
I mean, you gotta go Abyssal Touch, right?
I think you have to. I think it's physically required of you.
It's physically required. But I love it. It's an interesting take. Hasn't died yet. It's been kind of fun to watch. We haven't seen it really pay off. But when it does, I'm sure it's going to be pretty devastating.
How do you even get those results, by the way? The 99-1. The exact 1 person out of 100 voted? Or 2 people out of 200?
I don't know, actually. It was 99-1?
It was 99-1.
Wow. Maybe it was. Maybe that's what happened.
You never really know. Up over the top here, Cursed Arm. Raining down. Some pain. And now he's going back to the trusty left hook. Is that more of a jab?
I don't know, but this is just pretty comical in my opinion. Always has his dash available, though, which is why he's definitely spamming it to make sure he at least hits it. But at this point, it's looking grim. He will go down. First kill, Garcia taking down James Parker. Kyle Conrad on the Koga. He is, for a surprising talent switch up, actually taking a backseat in terms of our commentary.
Leave it to SJP to steal the show.
Again. But let's take a look at his loadout too, Nick, because this is, there you go. Trigger, happy 5.
As well as Wind's Embrace. I mean, that's a lot of healing. HPS coming through. Once we see the stars align on that, it'll be pretty impressive to see. So, I mean, that's what, 150 HPS. I don't know what Genos' HPS off the top of my head is, but it's somewhere around like 250, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's a lot of health to go ahead and try and chew through.
It certainly is. Once he gets poked, maybe a little low, we'll see. So it's 20 per tick. Oh, no, there it is. All right. We'll see in a second. It looked like it was 66 while he was firing.
30 seconds
I mean, that's a lot.
Quite a lot. So it's maybe 36 at base there. 36 at base. And so looking to really increase the effectiveness. And he gets, of course, about 20 a tick.
I think that number, that's the tick rate every quarter of a second. So whatever number you see there, you multiply it by 4, and that's your HPS. So he's pulling a lot of weight here. Sneaks into the back line, finds the Talus, forces through to travel, has Cyclone Strike, trying to figure out where the hell he went. Does eventually track it down, has to unfortunately get the reload, but does at the end of the day come out on top as we head into overtime.
And now he's got it. Koga with the ability to just increase his own healing from 20 a tick to 30 a tick, which according to Nick's kind of calculations would make it 80 health to about 120. Probably getting cauterized there. But very, very solid stuff overall from Elevate. They have definitely looked the better team here, and it's really been a matter of when they would push versus rather if.
So I think I was wrong. That must be once every 5th of a second, because 20... It's 100 health per second with that agility card, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a 120 every 0.5 of a sec, or 0.2 of a second. That adds up to 100 HPS.
It does.
So okay, wow, that's a lot more than I even thought. That's like almost 400 HPS coming through for this man once he gets his Astral Mark roll, and then he's actually pulling the trigger on these SMGs.
The only thing I don't know that was impacting it is it was potentially impacted by. We'll have to keep an eye on these numbers though. I'm sure we'll
on caught.
Yeah. Because it would come.
It changes to like a yellowy color though when it gets cauterized, even if it's like in that bottom left corner.
Well, 19%.
That's caught, yeah.
And counting here, he has not used his agility quite yet. Wow, look at all that. I mean, plenty to get back up on top. Not really doing much for him here. I think they're just trying to decide where they want to take this fight. The Drogos will definitely take priority there. Yep.
Oh man.
It is 20, and it is 42 at base. But so rarely needed. Elevate absolutely dominating here.
I love this position for a Vivian too. I mean, this is just beautiful. People retreating, thinking they're safe. She's covered on almost all sides here as well, just through this little porthole. Able to get so much damage into the enemy backline. And it's an easy capture, an easy zone here for Elevate.
I think she saw whether something was coming out of the ocean with that booby trap. Sensor drone, not necessarily where they wanted it to. It was a Cyclone Strike attempted. He might have fallen or chased the target, didn't find a kill, actually got rather low. So an odd form of events, but you're right, Nick. Elevate GR just standing here reaping the benefits.
Yeah, someone's got to move him out of there. I mean, Talus is the first one that comes to mind there, but it's kind of aggressive positioning. It's, you know, it's past half court, so to speak, and if anyone's going to move him, it would be the Talus out of the gate in my mind, but anyone could do it for sure, given how aggressive it is.
We took a break of watching Sir James Parker. It's a fun lineup. They always put on a show us some different things. Maybe a testament to how confident they are feeling, because I think this is a showcase of a team that is in rhythm. He's definitely trying to build up those stacks. You can tell he's waiting. And boy, if you do have that built up, attacking a Drogoz 1-2 punch, that should do it. Pretty close.
Yeah, and the thing about it is it doesn't have to be close here. Any shot, even if it's a full follow-up damage shot, will get you to where you need to go. Get a damage stack here. SJP gonna take the scenic route around to the back line here. Creeping and crawling. Surprise, accursed arm from behind, and unfortunately doesn't get a lot done there. The Torvald bubble covers just about all of it, but he does at least force everyone from WarmUP to fall back in some capacity, opening the door for the rest of his squad to finish up what he started.
5 people look at him. 5 people fall down. Back to base goes all of WarmUP, and Elevate, logo and all, look to be elevating themselves again up in this best of 3. Minute and 8 seconds left, and it's really up to the Inara with the seismic crash to try to stabilize here. And the Whirlwind is going to help. Even Cauterize, that's giving quite a bit of healing to her, and so they will push back Elevate for just a moment.
55 on the clock here, and 3 more ultimates for Elevate to try and find this one through. Whoosh! Gets taken down there. Nice little move on the overdrive. TKO Ghost trades his life out for it, though, as he tries to get aggressive, continuing on to GR, but GR puts him back in his place.
18 streak for Kyle Conrad, who's piloted this Koga with much success. And not really taking the mainstay focus of the team fights, but just showing up right when everyone doesn't want a Koga to be around with infinite bullets.
A lot of healing for him to come out too. Has his Cyclone Strike available and really having his way, I think, with TKO Ghost. But I mean, that's such a hard 1v1 to win at that point. Every shot that he's hitting is a shot that costs him nothing. And if anything, just turns the tide even further in his favor as the healing coming through. Topo Justice can't decide where he wants to go with that punch. Salvo comes out, Spit's ready as well, but SJP puts him back in spawn and puts the game to rest.
Well, that's game 1. Elevate take that one with a snap of their fingers, and now they are 1 game away from closing out this best of 3. It's amazing how rare it is to see these best of 3s really just be 1, 2, done, they finish it off. It's usually another story, and that just is a testament to how close these console sets actually are and the value of the players on each team.
Yeah, I think people, if they get overconfident, they can make mistakes up at the top. But Elevate not really making a whole lot of mistakes. If anything, they're kind of flexing their muscles with some of these choices here in terms of talents, compositions, loadouts, all that good stuff. Very fun to watch, though, I think, overall. We'll head to Ice Mines, see if we can slow it down a little bit.
And playing it very, very patiently as well. I mean, the Defiant Fist Andrea, really, there was a lot of like, let's wait. Let's see what the right moment is. It wasn't trying to anything to do just to get a cool punch clip. It was the style of, I'm very conservative winning, although I will pick something interesting. Maybe that you're not familiar with as well.
Double blasters banned out here. Torvald and Furia gone as well. Khan first to be locked in. So we're looking at Makoa here as another notable pick. Fernando as well, if Woosh is feeling comfortable on it. I think it's definitely strong here on Ice Mines as well.
Test for both teams here. And I think Elevate, if you are as good as you say you are, and I think, you know, back here in just a few feet away from where we are in our cafeteria in the Skillshot Media studio, you know, Shu was telling me that he really feels that him and SJP and the combination of guys they put together are willing to have their moment in the sun in console. And so far, I have to agree, but you have to test yourselves on teams like this that take you to Timber Mills, to Ice Mines, Fish Markets, and you still put them in dirt.
Super strong loadout here so far for Elevate, but they're prioritizing their backliners first and their frontliners second. And Nara just completely not wanted by Elevate. Glossed over. She goes 8th in the draft. The King will go 9th. Elevate have their choice of support here with Furia banned, Genos picked, Maldamba, maybe a Saris as well for Elevate, still on the table.
And there's the Ying.
But it is Shu.
Yeah, Shu loves him some Ying. Top tier. Best Ying in A. I think you have to give him credit for that. The Grover, though, and the Genos, I like those picks. A good pairing, a lot of damage, a lot of synergy.
Yeah.
Frolic, my friend, and also I got you covered, big front line. So now we'll see. Maps, Ice Mines, game 2. If Elevate can take it, that means they're going to win this set. But who do you think is going to win this one yourselves? It's going to be another 99-1.
I don't know.
It could be
that's
99,000 people voting and only 1,000 people saying. I mean, that's possible.
You know, hundreds of millions packed in the arena today to watch the PCL, and
hundreds of
all
millions.
of them 100% vote participation as well. It's good to have you all here.
It's good to have you all here. Hundreds.
Come,
Because we are about to load up into what is going to be a phenomenal Ice Mines gaming experience. Settle in. Kick your feet up. Order.
Get comfortable.
Order a cranberry and seltzer. Because this is a teen stream.
My favorite beverage there. Shu. He's got his morale boost. I'm going to have plenty of cranberry seltzers tonight to celebrate my birthday.
I believe it, dude.
And I want to see Shu just come ripping out of spawn, pop his ult, and just dimensional link across the map. That's all I want.
Ooh, baby.
That's all I want for my birthday, Shu.
There it is.
I know there's not a lot you can probably do to change whether or not that happened at this point, because you can't hear me.
But he'll try. He'll try to hear you, Nick. Your souls are connected. Maybe one day, you'll be the coach of Elevate, climbing that mountaintop with him.
My puppet team elevates them.
To do whatever you think should be good, they'll make it so. Defiant Fist Androxus, you heard it first. And already, a good start here, and patience is the name of the game. Kyle Conrad getting a little bit of burst, that's the value. He had to make a split-second decision, but so far, so good in terms of how he's handled it.
SJP on the Fernando as well. Going from one end of the spectrum to the other. Still getting pretty aggressive, though, despite beefing up his character choice a little bit. 60% gathered before WarmUP had to be moved off of the objective. That's a lot of beefy bodies around that corner. I don't know if you guys are looking at these silhouettes like I am, but I mean, Grover, Bomb King, Inara, and Khan. That's a thick line there to try and get past, but Elevate do it successfully.
Big bone, you know, individuals right there. Bomb King's just got a very, like, unique chest structure.
Broad frame.
Broad frame. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Like, you know, the kid the football coach went up to and said, "You got broad shoulders. You want to come play linebacker for me?"
You got talent, kid. You're going to be great in football. Maybe. Maybe one coach said that somewhere to some kid. And that kid's name was Tom Brady.
I think Tom Brady's actually one of those guys that had like a really lame draft. Like Tom Brady got drafted like 50th or something.
Oh, really?
I think. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he was like one of those dudes that got slept on super hard and like kind of ripped it. Kind of like Steph Curry. I don't think Steph Curry's scouting report was very glamorous either, but
it's because
look at him.
Really, yeah, but you see the way that it works. Like when a guy like that even gets close, it's because team compositions really trust their ability to succeed when they are put in a position to succeed. If you have like a traditional NBA team where you're playing like maybe a big center dominated like big man game back in the 2000s, and you have like a Shaquille O'Neal and a Kobe Bryant, you have one kind of playmaking guard, and Steph Curry's three-pointer players aren't like dominating and holding the ball like that. So, you know, Golden State kind of had to reinvent the way basketball was played with their kind of super fast small ball lineup, and but turns into making some of the best players.
That's what's
play.
Super cool, though. I love that like that can happen in traditional sports because it feels like it gets stuck in a way after a certain amount of 100 years or however long some of our traditional sports have been around. So it's cool to see big metagame evolutions, I think.
I think it's really reminds me of kind of how the triple DPS showed up in Paladins. I mean, as much of a comparison I can make to anything that's ever happened in this game.
Small ball.
Yeah, a little bit more like small ball. You know, one tank versus the traditional two. And, the other direction we started heading before the triple DPS was like a 2-3 tank, And some of the worst moments, a 3-4 tank. We won't talk too much about huge fireball from SJP there. Oh, and great rotation, anticipating there was going to be bad news on the point. Now he's able to collapse on a perfect hook.
That's a good hook.
That just finishes off Topo Justice there.
Sheesh. Everyone playing the angles very well here, and not a very common engagement, I would say. We don't often see people hide in this little back corner. Most of the time it's happening at someone's entrance more often than in their back line near their high ground. But interestingly taken. But again, the hook, the catalyst for it all. Good job on Whoosh for landing that in traffic.
I'm very happy Elevator dominating this game because, you know, it's too often we see teams try to ice mines for no reason. There's no reason you should try to beat Elevate on ice mines unless you know you're going to actually win. It's like, I really, really don't like this choice.
That was basically you just summed up YCTG and Brutal Fissure. We could talk about that more on Gather Round, but like they went to ice mines. Looked like they had no idea what they were doing. Went to Timber Mill and got smoked even harder. I'm like, why are you picking these maps if you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean it's an extremely valid position, and I think for Elevate, you need to make sure teams know that they cannot get by doing this to you. And so they draft well, they play patiently. You know, they 3-0'd thus far. And they're close to under 8-minute game on Ice Mines. So I think if anyone wants to take them to Ice Mines next week, I would think twice.
Cheeky angle here. Parker, what are you doing? He's in a goofy little spot there. Gets his fireball, but punished for it. Maybe he just didn't expect Whoosh to get overpowered and slain in the absolutely disrespectful fashion that he did.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. The Ice Mines, the Timber Mills. Makoa has plenty. But he has plenty of health to be able to take that. Worried about Topo Justice. Oh, man, he just debated them all.
No aim, no problem. Must be a Makoa main.
He's going back to the objective just to make sure that he at least can continue to push it. Nothing happens of that. That was a little bit of a whiffed moment.
Wow. He lived. The boy who lived.
The boy who lived. The turtle who got away.
Man.
Like Franklin.
Always running, that Franklin.
Franklin the turtle.
When will you get where you're going? Is that show still around?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. Maybe he wasn't the turtle who lived. 23 seconds for WarmUP to live, though. Game number 2 here. Elevate have them pinned down. Foot on the throat, 3 points to nothing here on Ice Mines. Shu hits the gas pedal, keeps all the boys healthy as they start to move forward here. Whoosh taking a lot of damage, but healing a lot of damage, so he's more than happy to get this payload on through the open.
Oh, nice try.
Now Whirlwind, it's kind of, you know, where's it headed?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Conrad.
Trying to bail out Khan?
I see all the resources needed to push this in. A full team of Elevate, a Cyclone Strike. Oh, and Topo Justice who just jumps into the end of your...
Lovely. A gift for you.
Stop taking good teams to Ice Mines if you are trying to beat that team and you know you aren't as good yet, right? I think that's the key. They realize Elevate's been at the top of this area. They've been land contestants. No one else has been able to really do much of that. But the big thing is that why go at somebody who has a great strategy but then do it a little bit less, maybe with a little bit less experience or maybe with a little bit less, you know, of those tools that they do have. Why not try something different? You know, I like mixing up drafts. I do like mixing up maps, but not to this distinct way that it's played it. It almost feels like trying to hokey doke me, like, oh, you won't guess what's behind the, you know,
I feel you.
Door number 1.
And you know, the core of that strategy came obviously from Ice Mines being hard to push and stuff on, but also that the fact that because it was unfortunate to play, no one wanted to play it, so no one knew how to play it. But now at this point, it's like, I think you know, those higher end teams, maybe that map just becomes like Ascension Peak or Splitstone Quarry or some other map down the line where you just, that team doesn't know what they're doing as much as you don't know what you're doing. I don't know.
Well, good discussion points. We'll talk about this a little later, but we have one more set today to wrap up our Paladins Console League for this week. So stay tuned. We'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back to finish off today.